temperature in this desert is too damn low.
Is it now?
Well, find the pyramid and flip it already.
You're gonna have to go burrow yourself into into the nice warm sand bed.
Now the problem with that is, okay, in the mornings when I have to go out and feed the fucking horses, it is balls-crushingly, cripplingly cold.
Wait a minute. If it's ball-crushingly, crippling cold, how are the horses fucking?
We don't have them breed in the winter.
Is it a Red Dead 2 situation?
Regardless, it is horribly, horribly cold in the mornings. Like, it's almost freezing now. And by the time noon comes around, it's just hot enough that wearing any type of long sleeve shirt becomes a horrendous experience. Fuck the weather here.
Might I recommend a kirigumi?
How would I explain that to my folks?
It's an animal hoodie.
Anyway, hello everyone, we're the Stardust Hunters, and welcome to episode... What is the Starcast? I've lost track.
We're at episode 8.
Episode 8 of the Shooting Starcast.
The eternal number.
This is Legend Hunter, by the way.
This is Leo Force.
And this is Reido. Akari and Muzi aren't here today because I believe today's a Pokemon Go Community Day.
Community Day, yeah.
I figured.
That's the
Community Day gotta go.
Community Day for Muzi, I think Akari's working.
Yeah. Well, regardless.
Best of luck to them and catch all the things.
Yeah, okay, so...
Well, I'll catch all the Pokemon. I don't think you want to be catching measles.
Yeah.
But you gotta catch them all.
Not like that. Not like that.
Oh, god damn it. I just
so
thought...
You remember the art that used to fly around on the internet, right?
I kind of... Yeah, I do. And I'm thinking of something even further than that, which is like a sex fiend trying to catch all of the STDs.
I'm pretty sure that's Quagmire in a nutshell.
Oh, god.
Off to a rip-roaring start.
So what did you do after feeding the horses, Reido?
Alright, so for the past week or so, I've been playing The World Ends With You because of Akari.
Okay.
And I finally beat it just today.
Nice.
And I can see why Akari thinks it's one of his all-time top fave RPGs. I like it. It's great. Got a lot of style to it. Really good music. I wouldn't put it at like my top fave because I have a lot of issues with the motion controls and the touchpad.
But it's a good game.
It's a good game, don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic game. I'll play it again one of these days someday. But other than that, it's pretty good. Other than that, I've been working on a picture, finished that recently.
Winter is coming, isn't it?
Yes, winter is coming. That's all I'm going to say for that. Right now, trying to think what else have I done. Oh, yes.
Halloween,
which was nothing for me.
Except a certain game that came out.
Oh, yeah, but we'll get to that. That's part of our news week.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, not much has been really going on. Like, I spent all of Halloween just gorging on candy and getting drunk.
Okay.
And hiding from trick-or-treaters. No! Don't come near us! No!
I was at my mom's house. I was in the fucking boondocks. No one in their right mind comes out to pitch black
so you didn't have to worry about that problem. Gotcha.
No, what I had to worry about was the potential of a serial killer since we live out near La Tuna.
Ooh. Was that trying to imitate the Psycho Strings, or was that you imitating a raccoon party?
No, that was the raccoon playing a horrible rendition of the opening theme to Lavender Town.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it for me. Legend, how was your week?
Well, besides hiding from trick-or-treaters, and then not trying to scare them this time, we just weren't up to doing a lot this time around, unfortunately. I would have loved to scare more people.
Oh, you're doing that whole just black cloak, gloves, and white hood?
I never repeat myself. I make a point to never repeat myself.
Well, the thing is, you only did that for when we were at Buck and Tails' house for our D&D session. You could do it for your house and scare the fuck out of the kids there.
I could. I really, really could.
No repeat performances, though.
But no repeat performances.
Aw, boo.
I mean, I did have one costume that I did like at first, because if you look at it, it really is kind of creepy.
What?
The Invisible Man.
What? I've never understood that. I still don't.
Well, the thing was, the way I did it, it was kind of a little bit like a mix, or the start of that kind of slow, deliberate movement that I would do as the death persona.
Sure.
But in my case, it was more like the concealment of identity. I made sure that not a single bit of skin was showing, just like everything else. And that kind of disconnects. Like, you can tell that that's a person, but at the same time, you can't really tell if it's an actual person. Like, it's enough of a disconnect that for some people, they actually would look at me staring at them and, like, you can't see my eyes because with the sunglasses.
Right.
While I was staring at them, letting them walk past, I did catch them going, oh shit, that's creepy.
You know what's fucked? What would be fucked up to do? Do that slow, deliberate movement, but when someone locks eyes at you, you just suddenly jerk in like the weirdest way. Kind of, I'm thinking like Skull Kid from Majora's Mask.
Something like that. Well, you'd have to pick the right time to do it.
I know.
Like it's like a little bit of suspense, build up, uncertainty. Is it? Is it not? Is it? And then you do a little jerk, and then look, you'll get people going, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You should probably invest in a strobe light as well.
Strobe light. I don't want to put epileptics in the hospital.
No. The white and black strobe lights, because when you play it at a certain speed, it creates a frame effect where the mind starts seeing everything in like 15 frames per second. So they're able to see normally, but it gives them a different perception that enhances the horror elements. It will accentuate your movements while making them think that they're seeing it in real time, which they're not.
Which sounds trippy as fuck.
Exactly.
But there are certain costs and drawbacks to any of the costumes that you pick. Anything with a mask is going to suck because it's going to be sticking to your face. You're going to be hot and sweaty underneath that, no matter how cold it is outside.
Yeah.
And yes, I can see that dirty grin on your face when I say hot and sweaty.
Fucking hell.
But the problem with bandaging the way I did for the Invisible Man, much the same. Only, how long when you put on a mask, you can immediately take it off. And it's like, on, off, you're good. With something like the entire head wrapped up in a single bandage,
you gotta put a quick release somewhere.
Quickly has nothing to do with it. It'll take a
quick
long
release.
time.
Quick release. Is it not tied in such a way that it can be undone quickly if necessary?
No. There's no problem. You can take it off fairly easy. It's putting it on.
Yeah.
And making sure that it stays like that.
Yeah.
Forget about it. You're going to be in that cooker for a while, and any slight movement of your head and whatnot will possibly unleash some of your skin. Like, that was one concern that I had, because I did actually want to keep scaring
Congratulations, you now know what it's like to be a fursuiter.
Yeah, cool. So I didn't want to do any of that, and honestly, I haven't been able to find that one next great costume that I could pull. So, unfortunately, I had to skip this year as well. Sad.
Well, it gives you a whole 365 and counting
to come up with the next year costume.
364.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. We're not too far off.
No, it's a Nightmare Before Halloween line.
Oh.
Because the mayor says, we have only 365 days to prepare for Halloween. And then the werewolf reminds him, 364.
364 panic!
So, on the video game front, since we just finished talking about Halloween on my end, you can expect much of the same, but I decided I'd try doing something that I don't think is good for my health in terms of Dark Souls stuff.
Which is?
I decided to do a class challenge for Dark Souls 3 in order to get me properly practiced up for the playthrough.
Class challenge.
A class challenge, yes.
For starters, you don't level up. Soul level 1.
Whatever you start the game with, you're going to beat the game with it.
You don't use Estus in boss fights.
I actually chose to put away the Estus altogether. I haven't been using a single Estus from day 1. So I'm basically just running through the levels like freaking Forrest Gump.
You're only allowed specific types of buffs to your weapons. Raw's available.
The exact rules as seen here, serenesforest.net, posted by Edgelord. That is a fantastic name.
We'll share it in the show notes.
We can. The class challenge, Rule 1, you may not level. Rule 2, with the exception of rings, you may only use your starting equipment. Considering this is from Dark Souls 1, Rule 3, the only blacksmiths who may modify your equipment are Andre and Rickard.
Oh, this is a Dark Souls 1 challenge. I thought it was Dark Souls 3.
But he's applying it to Dark Souls 3.
But I'm applying it to Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
But the rules are you cannot enchant your weapon with an elemental. You can choose to go with normal or raw, but you cannot use fire, lightning, or whatever.
Anything that does flat damage.
Anything that does flat damage. You may not use any healing items during a boss battle, which includes the Divine Blessings.
Clerics can heal with no restrictions.
Which is basically like saying clerics can still not heal because it takes forever to cast a miracle. You may not enter new covenants, which means you cannot equip the freaking Way of Blue in Dark Souls 3 to back you up whenever someone invades you.
To be fair, I don't think any of the covenants in Dark Souls 3 start off with... You start off as a class or with any covenant in Dark Souls 3.
You don't. But you do get a lot of options to pick up those covenants. I have chosen not to do so.
Alright.
Next and second to last, no summons. You may not summon people to back you up. And at this point, I don't know who else would be crazy enough to be doing this with me. And finally, you may buy consumables, including resins, spells, and arrows, and you are allowed to remove your equipment. You just can't change it. And that's usually where I end up sinking all of the boss souls. Just all of that, I end up sinking into either raising the power of my weapon, which is still allowed, or
buying all the Carthus Rouge.
Carthus Rouge. I'm going for pine resin and fire resin. Pine resin, lightning resin, any kind of resin that you can rub on the blade to make you hit with sparky, boom, boom.
Golden, charcoal, and human, if I recall right.
Yep. Fire, lightning, and dark. Any one of those will be a lifesaver, but you do have limited resources. And I did end up discovering something kind of funny as I was going through and playing this game this way.
Yeah?
It's very Zen-like.
Huh.
I know it sounds silly, but when I was running through the game, I was basically deciding not to pick any fights. I was not picking any fights that I needed to
do.
Well, I was only picking the fights that I needed to do, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I didn't go after treasure, because it would often lead me to getting killed.
So you just bolted right through a level.
I would bolt right through a level, I would be skipping all of the treasures, leaving behind all of my worldly possessions and earthly attachments, so that I could run through and try to avoid any and all conflicts between me and the one thing I'm supposed to kill.
And you don't worry about souls because you're not leveling up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is very Zen-like to do this, but you're going to hate yourself by the end of it.
I'm wondering if that's the appeal to Nuzlocke in a sense. You only worry about the post Pokemon you catch. You only worry about them dying. Assuming that you're playing a standard Nuzlocke without any additional restrictions, you only heal at Pokemon centers. I can see that being very Zen-like in a manner of speaking.
It is, but at the same time, you end up in that position where stuff like the Crystal Sage or the Deacons of the Deep are just staring at you, and you're going, "Oh fuck, this is going to suck."
Yeah.
Have fun with Aldrich.
I don't even want to think about what Aldrich is going to do, but I do know he's weak to fire.
Yes.
And I think one of the few things that's holding me back is just the level of my weapon.
So level that up. And I hope you're doing raw damage.
Oh, well, of course. I infused it with raw, and that does quite a bit on its own.
Yeah.
The only problems are when you get into the later levels where you start going, I regret this decision with every fiber of my being.
Have fun with Freed.
Well, I don't know if I'm doing Freed, to be honest with you.
Just gonna do base game?
So I do main game?
I was planning on doing main game. I wasn't planning on doing any of the auxiliary bosses. unless I change my mind along the way, I'm probably just going to zen my way right past them and leave them behind along with all my earthly detachments.
Good lord, the princes are going to be a nightmare.
They're possible. It is possible to do them. I've seen other people do it.
Well, yeah, I've seen Soul Level 1 speed runs. It's possible.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, too, I picked a knight because
Yeah.
if I'm going to be putting myself through this, I might as well give myself the best chance I got.
Fair enough. Alright, so anything else?
Anything else? I haven't picked up Monster Hunter on the 3DS in a while, but I do know that there are some people who are waiting for me to get back to it. And if they are hearing me by some miracle, I do apologize, but I've kind of been off for a little while.
I have been too, mainly because I had other games to deal with and burn through.
Yeah, the world ends with you, after all.
Yeah. And let me see. Yeah, that was pretty much the main one.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Alright.
All right.
Leo, your week.
I've had a pretty interesting week to say the least. I picked up Mega Man X Legacy Collection, playing through the first 4 games.
So that's what you... I believe you mentioned this last time.
I did? Okay. Well, I did more of, instead of doing, because I did mostly 1 and 4 last time, I've been doing more of 2 and 3, which are the more obscure ones.
Mm-hmm.
3 is really the only difficult one because they really ranked up the damage the enemies deal to you early on, so it's possible for some side bosses to 3-shot you with the right combination of attacks, which gets really annoying in some areas. But I've reviewed my notes and I've gotten through most of the Mavericks for those games. I found out that there was a DLC stage for Crash Bandicoot 3 that is actually based off of an unused concept from Crash Bandicoot 1 that they basically repurposed and formally implemented as the free DLC for the game, which was a nice little challenge and definitely a lot of fun. I got my hands on the Fallout New Vegas New California mod, which is very interesting. You play 20 years before the game starts, before New Vegas starts. You're in a vault. You pick 2 paths: Path of the Warrior and Path of the Scientist. And they set you on 2 widely different backstories. One where you're a football-playing jock, and the other one where you're a computer hacking nerd. And both of them have their own side stories and unique characters that you get to explore by choosing said backstory. They also naturally complement different playstyles, whether you prefer intellectual persuasion and hacking versus physical combat and brute force.
So what you're saying is you've got options. This is a very, very well-developed mod, and it's done by basically the people who did it right the first time.
Yes, it's made by former Obsidian developers, so it is very well crafted, and there are plenty of options to be a douchebag. Because
Good.
One of the major complaints about Fallout 4 is that because of the voice nature of it, they had to make a lot of the options the same, or at least polite sounding. You can still have some mean options, but like there are some really just like get the fuck out of my face options in this mod.
Nice.
So if you've been starving for your escapism to be a douchebag in another realm, here you go.
Or if you actually want to play a decent Fallout game.
76. I did play 4 on Halloween because I recently joined the Brotherhood of the Top Shelf.
Brotherhood of the Top Shelf?
Yes, it's kind of like what happened with Skyrim, where you can just smith iron daggers for days and power yourself up abnormally strong. The difference is, because of the way that Fallout's perk system works, you don't have skill restrictions. You have level restrictions. So power leveling is actually encouraged. So by crafting about 1,200 shelves, you can level up from level 1 to level 11.
I remember doing something similar to that in Fallout 4, where I made like a whole bunch of like fence posts.
Yeah, the fence post is another one, but it's much easier because you can build shelves on top of another shelf. So you can have all these 1,000 shelves in one spot, and still get the experience for it.
And instead of making like a giant row of like
it's all in
posts.
just one little space.
So like just clustering everything in the one tiny spot.
Yes.
Ah, damn it! You brought back my Bethesda bug.
Yeah, so the Bethesda
Shit.
bug is strong, but I found this YouTuber, French Tomahawk, who basically does Yempa style build videos for Fallout 4. And in fact cites Yempa as a direct inspiration for his series.
Oh, nice.
So he has, here's where you go to find power locations, here's a build from level 1 to 25 to get you to basically break the game. And the key feature in his playthroughs, drugs. Lots and lots of drugs. There's a drug in Fallout 4 called Jet Psycho.
Yeah, I know about that one.
Which basically turns the game into Hotline Miami. Everything slows down, you do more damage, psychedelic battle lust and rages.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Given my background, I've always had a little predilection against drugs in video games. Heck, I even kind of like fell off of BioShock because
Of the whole stim or whatever it was.
yeah, I need it in my veins, bro.
The Eve Adam reference thing.
Yeah, I didn't care much about the biblical references.
What about the concoctions in Infinite?
I never played Infinite.
Oh well, they had something. I don't remember what the exact name was, but it had something similar to that.
Well, the difference is you don't need. Actually, I think they do still actually use that system.
Yeah, it's the same system from the original BioShock, but it's not like attached to the whole idea of it was what caused the entire area. It didn't cause the place to collapse. It's just
They reduced the drug metaphor.
yeah, they reduced the drug metaphor to it's literally just learn how to throw fire to amaze your friends and neighbors.
Which is funny because it takes place earlier before before BioShock.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
And it takes place in the most racist incarnation.
Well, 1910s, 1920s, they're going for authenticity.
Authenticity, indeed.
That's one thing. Authenticity versus political correctness has kind of been a very, very big thing nowadays, especially in the anime community.
What? Anime community?
You know the one.
Oh, you're talking about Goblin Slayer.
Of course.
Oh yeah, also I've been watching that. I gotta say, I'm kind of disappointed.
Really?
Yeah.
That people are taking it so seriously.
Even when there was shit like Berserk.
Well,
Berserk was shit when it was animated.
But people love the story.
yeah. The difference is that Berserk was in its own universe. I think the problem that Goblin Slayer has is that it's too isekai, that people cannot disassociate it from it.
Makes me actually
I've heard the term fake isekai get thrown around for it.
Oh,
Which, unfortunately, upon rereading certain chapters and getting a few snippets of the first year's light novel, which was basically Goblin Slayer's first adventure before he became Goblin Slayer. It is. I have to say, it's a D&D. It's literally a D&D world.
I'm actually kind of uneasy at what the hell Shield Knight's going to be like when it comes out.
Now you're feeling it too. Ah!
You're actually worried that
I've been worried about it since the moment they mentioned there might even be a hint at the anime.
Mm-hmm. But I still enjoy it. They have introduced Elven Archer, Dwarf Cleric, and Blizzard Man Shaman.
All good. And I believe that they are now kind of shying away from the original source material and
again
whatnot.
oh god, they're going Gecko.
There's only I would say up to this point 4 points where we have anywhere near the same level as the opening, and we just passed number 2.
We passed it. We ran right past it, but hope not looking in its general direction. They never wanted to touch that material again.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna have to do it because if they want a season 2, they have to get as close to that as possible. In order for it to have the same effect. But I also came across something that is equally stupid in my opinion.
Which is?
Dragon Ghost house hunting.
What?
That sounds fun. What's it about?
It is a manga. I don't know if it's a light novel series, but I'm assuming it's a manga featuring a cowardly, spineless dragon who fails at being a dragon, gets kicked out of the herd.
Okay, good start.
He goes ahead, stumbles across in the most Shinji get in the goddamn mech way possible to a dungeon builder who promises to help the dragon build him a new home.
Sounds
And
interesting.
it's almost like a sitcom with the humor being, look at this cowardly dragon who doesn't like fighting.
Okay, so what's wrong with it?
It sucks. The idea of this this mouse-hearted dragon not being able to fit in, he comes off as absolutely whiny, petulant, and spoiled as hell.
And not even in a funny way?
Not even, again, Shinji get in the goddamn mech is how I would describe this person, and that is painful in levels of whininess.
So it's Shinji, but a fucking silly.
But no, he is you know how Miss Toru's dragon maid,
Kobayashi's dragon.
Miss Kobayashi's dragon
Toru's
maid.
the name of the dragon.
Sorry, Miss Kobayashi's dragon maid has Toru in her dragon form,
Yeah.
Right.
and her badassery when she decides to blow shit up.
Yes.
Imagine that, but then with Kobayashi's social anxiety and never uses her powers ever.
This sounds like a very bad ripoff.
It does, but it's all done in a fantasy setting, and the constant joke is, "Hey, you're that dragon who's threatening us." No, I'm not. Leave me alone. And then other monsters intervene, causing his rumors of his power to rise and further making him a target.
Weird thing I just realized.
What's up?
Aside from this anime, this manga, and Dragon Maid, when's the last time you've seen an anime that actually had a decent fucking dragon in it?
Slime.
I got reincarnated as a slime.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime. He's a tsundere dragon. He gets eaten.
Also, also Ari Monster does dragons well, which unfortunately we're not going to get that because that's also an isekai
Okay.
and a harem anime.
Yeah.
I would also like to dispatch one little rumor about the slime thing, since I brought it up.
Sure.
Yeah.
On the surface, if you look at it, it looks like it's
Looks like
harem
it is.
anime.
Okay.
It's not. The little bugger's asexual, and everyone knows it.
I mean,
Like, the guy literally doesn't give a fuck about women or anything?
Oh, no, he absolutely
no.
He would like to, or if he was still human.
Yeah, but he's
But
a fucking slime.
Yeah. But
He's not a fucking slime. He's just a slime who can't do fucking.
he
Uh,
hasn't unlocked the proper skills for yet.
yeah, he hasn't unlocked the slime tentacles.
I will say, thank God for JoJo.
Seriously, that's probably like the only good anime at the moment.
Brains.
And slime.
I
It's
still
very good.
haven't been watching Brains.
Get caught up with Brains. I think it will help you. My only complaint with Brains is that in a harsh departure from Yu-Gi-Oh tradition, the main character does not have an ace card or a definitive ace card.
Like
Yugi Moto had the Dark Magician.
uh,
Jaden had Elemental Hero Neos.
and technically Yubel as well.
Yubel, sure. Yusei
Had Stardust Dragon.
Stardust Dragon. Yuma had
Utopia.
And even the last one, Yugo,
Had the Odd Eyes.
Had the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. So, but this one, he just uses whatever works.
He just uses whatever the fuck he can rip out of the fucking ether.
Oh, we also have...
Decode Talker, Encode Talker, Firewall Dragon, which I hear needs to be fucking banned.
What else is new with Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah,
Main characters' abilities need to be banned.
yeah. But thank God also for Castlevania.
Fuck yeah!
But
Holy
I don't
shit.
have Netflix, so I'm going to have to bum that off of one of you two.
Okay, so...
Yeah, you're gonna have to bum it off of him.
Debatable.
Viewing party.
So...
Go on this tangent really quickly so we can get to the news.
Alright.
Because
If you're asking,
remember
is it...
this is my week.
Okay. If you're asking, is it good? then the answer is fuck yes. If you're asking why it's good, there's a lot of reasons. I do have some critiques, but I'll save them. But if you want my honest opinion, if you haven't seen this and you're a fan of Castlevania, something is wrong with you. You need to see a doctor. And even if you haven't played any of the Castlevania games, you'll probably want to after this.
Also, I didn't mention anything for Halloween because we hardly had anyone come by our house for Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween's kind of dying recently.
Well,
it was kind of a rainy one, so...
Not really.
It rained for like a split second.
It rained in the day.
Yeah, it rained in the day, and it was windy when the wind down.
I don't think
I've seen trick-or-treaters come in blatant gale force winds some years.
the wind isn't the problem, but the rain is a very good deterrent.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that being said, I have breaking news for everyone. Super Saiyan God Goku will be appearing as a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade float.
What?
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan God?
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan with the blue hair.
So, Super Saiyan Blue.
Dabba dee dabba die. That motherfucker's gonna fly.
Anyway, to our actual first news story.
Alright, I already did the news jingle. We're already going.
Alright, so...
The day before Halloween Eve, we get a mysterious Twitter post from one Toby Fox who's saying it's coming.
Oh, boy.
And the next day, what is it that we get?
we get something known as Deltarune.
No, it's called the Surveyor's Program, actually.
Well, it's hidden as a surveyor's program, but when you turn it on, it's literally a new game from Toby Fox that he handed out for free that he's been working on even before Undertale was a thing.
It has a lot of notable parallels to Undertale, but at the same time...
Shit.
No shit. Basically, Toby Fox actually confirmed in a tweet longer that it's actually an alternate universe.
Mm-hmm. This is not canon. Would you call it a sequel, though?
Maybe. Or I'd actually call this the actual game he's been trying to work on. Because when he originally had an idea to make, like, a game with, like, card suits that never panned anywhere. But the idea of, I want to make a game, stuck in his head. And that's where both... Okay, so from that point, it splits off. Deltarune and Undertale. By the way, Deltarune is actually Undertale scrambled up. Yeah.
Well played. Well played.
And basically, Undertale's the thing that got him popular and really successful.
Now he can do his actual project.
His magnum opus, and he's like, I can't do this shit by myself. If I did, I would never get it done. So he's looking to start making a team to make the full thing, because what we got was only Chapter 1.
We're still waiting on hard mode, dude.
You ain't getting that shit.
Come on!
No, you're going to.
That was a fucking joke.
You're going to.
I know.
You're going to get a hidden. You're going to get another hidden boss for the next series of this. For the next system this game comes out for, and like it.
Yeah. So I played this game twice in the same day because it's not very long. It's like 3-4
Well,
hours.
it's Chapter 1.
I know, but still, it was a long game. It took me like 3 or 4 hours to get through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of course, I was taking my time, and it was really good. They mixed up the battle system a bit. You had multiple characters. They were actually on screen. And you had one character, Susie, who was like a dragon-like monster girl.
Probably Pink Alligator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless, she actually had the thing where she was just attacking. Like, at the beginning. Like, she would attack, and you had to warn the enemies to dodge her attacks before you spared them.
Oh, shit.
I will say, there was no true genocide or pacifist route. Yeah. There's no way to do a genocide route in this.
Okay, I'm going to put this out here right now. The very idea and fact that genocide and pacifist routes exist is in and of itself a spoiler. The game Undertale was meant to be played completely blind with no knowledge of it going in.
Yeah, by the way,
If you decided to pick one path or another,
Deltarune specifically states at the start, do not play this unless you completed Undertale.
yeah.
So,
And also, do not spout spoilers for 24 hours.
because Toby Fox is is our tour that way.
Yeah.
Fair
And a
enough.
lot of people respected it. Jim,
A few didn't.
you like
course a few
Jim
did.
Sterling being an idiot, and he got shit on for that.
Jim.
What else is new?
Jim, the karma finally came around to you.
Yeah, he had to take the video down and had to post it up the next day. Yeah.
Mm.
Regardless,
I haven't played it yet. I'm assuming you haven't played it yet either, Legend.
Oh, no.
but I will say it's a really good game. Short but sweet. The ending, I ain't saying anything about it
Good.
because, oh my!
Good.
I believe
We'll look into it.
Reido and I are going to have many discussions, I'm assuming, after I beat it myself as well.
Right. But I will say it's an alternate universe because some of the characters complete antithetic.
Or
What's the-
antithesis of themselves.
Yes, thank you. I'm having one of those days where I can't spout words. Yeah.
Word spout needs a little tweaking there.
Alrighty.
Right. But good game. Play it. It's free. It only will take like 3 hours at the most, and enjoy.
It is a good game, unlike the following.
Incoming.
The PC Classic the PS1 Classic has been revealed.
There you go.
Thank you. Again, words.
Is this supposed to be a knockoff version of the Nintendo thing?
Yeah, it's basically that. It's
Sony's cash grab.
It's Sony's attempt at it, which includes such fan favorites such as Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear Solid, and a couple of other things that I cannot remember at the top of my head. Tekken 3.
Okay.
What is Snowboard Kids?
What? Okay.
Hang on, I have the full list right here. Metal Gear Solid, Tekken 3, Grand Theft Auto 1, Resident Evil Director's Cut. It's not Snowboarder Kids. It's Cool Borders 2, Battle Arena Toshian, Destruction Derby, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Mr. Driller, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Revelations Persona, aka the first Persona game, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, and Wild Arms.
So what's the problem?
It's missing a lot of games.
Like the PS1 had an intense library of games. I've watched Cat Icarus.
Well,
There's a fucking boatload of good games on there.
Let me put it this way. Nothing from Crash Bandicoot, because we just got that remade. Okay?
Nothing from Spyro.
Because that is going to be remade. Mega Man's out, because that also got remade. Do you see where there might have been a problem here?
They remade everything to the point where they had nothing to put on it.
They have also remade... I should also mention for the record, Final Fantasy VII has been ported to better systems and is also getting a remake.
Yeah.
The only ones that I think that are actually, like, these are decent, and then they made some weird choices. Like, for example, it was Tekken 3, not Tekken 2. Which, for those of you who don't know fighting games, Tekken 2, I would arguably say, is the better one.
Much like Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, it's in the same vein.
Tekken Tag was for, like, PS2, right?
No, Tekken Tag... No, Tekken Tag is based off the same system as Tekken 3. I think it might have been PS2, but I don't... Actually, yeah, you're right, it is PS2.
Yeah, I thought so, because I remember playing that at a friend's house.
Also, things like Intelligent Cube and Jumping Flash are, like, really obscure.
Like, you know what would be more interesting? Vib Ribbon, of all things.
Bib Ribbon.
Which is from the same people that made Parappa the Rapper.
Parappa the Rapper has also been remade, which is also why it's not on here.
But keep in mind, Parappa the Rapper and Parappa the Rapper 2 are also on the PSN store.
That's what I mean. They've been remastered and re-released.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things on here that they've kind of exported out already, and therefore...
There's no Legend of the Dragoon.
Yeah, Legend of the Dragoon is only on the Japanese version.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so...
Seriously, that's a fantastic game, and the way you fight combat in
No
there...
Final Fantasy Tactics!
No War of the Lions. Oh, wait,
Okay.
That's a PSP
Now I
remake.
can...
But now you can see what we're starting to say, like, there were some odd choices, and it's good. I bet you it came down to licenses. They could not get the licenses because War of the Lions exists. So
Yeah,
that's why they can't get
that's a PSP title.
That's
Good
what-
thing we have an ocean of pirates.
You mean like your cousin?
No, he's not a pirate.
He's just a hacker.
Oh yeah, the pirates will definitely open this up, and you will be able to put everything back on it.
Like, isn't everything just basically like a Raspberry Pi?
What?
That's something that I asked Legend's cousin Silver about. Apparently, like a Raspberry Pi is like a type of chip that allows you to have like a whole bunch of games. It's like an emulator of some sort.
Okay.
I again
It probably
don't know technology. I could be completely bullshitting that.
No, I think I understand what you're saying, and I think I have to agree with you. It's something similar because that's how some of those giant carts are made. The classic will be coming out for Christmas, releasing December 3rd. Comes with HDMI and USB cables, no AC adapter that has to be purchased on your own.
What?
the fuck?
It will come out for $100 US.
It's not even worth it.
So I agree with you. I think this was a lost opportunity, mainly just because of Sony's repackaging practices.
Yeah. Because seriously, have you guys ever played Legend of the Dragoon?
I have,
but I would
actually.
love to.
It's a predecessor to the Mario and Luigi series in terms of active combat system.
Like when you attack a monster, you hit buttons in a specific pattern to do combos.
It was
and you learn and master them and learn more combos as a result.
And all your special moves are special button input combinations as well that you can do that you do repeatedly because the transformation system works like a I'm trying to remember what it's like a henshin system where you have so many turns transform before you revert back to normal.
Okay.
Yeah, and every character has a dragoon form is what that is because they're all aligned with a dragon. And by the way, the dragons do not look like dragons in this game. The first thing you see is the green dragon, and it's a fucking praying mantis monster.
So dragons in the Monster Hunter sense.
Yeah. The most dragon-looking thing is, I believe, like the seven-eyed dragon that you see as like a major boss later on, and even that doesn't look like a dragon. Hell, the fire dragon, the main guy, looks like
it's a Chthonian dragon.
Everything looks eldritch.
Wow, that's actually a really interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I think
Also, given what the final boss looks like, yeah, it is eldritch.
I'm going to go ahead and just say, I think for Rayman, Oddworld, Revelations, and Super Puzzle, I think those are decent enough. Plus, with Metal Gear, Final Fantasy, and Grand Theft Auto, I think that might be decent enough for some people to get it. But personally, I think that they made some serious missteps in the licenses.
You know what? I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, Sony, you could have just gave us back the PS3, like, PS1 catalog.
Yeah.
But you haven't been doing that because you're fucking lazy-ass motherfuckers who think people don't want that. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's definitely much like that. There is one game I left off the list because it's our next story. Medieval is coming to the PS4 as a remaster.
Yes.
Which is another game that would have been perfect for this.
Yeah.
For this classic series.
I think it's actually better than it's not. The way that they showed the side-by-side comparison, Medieval looks really, really freaking good with the new graphics.
Of course, absolutely. Spyro looks good with the new graphics.
Oh yeah.
Crash Bandicoot looks fantastic. Oh, Toomba. Toomba's not on there either.
Oh yeah, that little pink-haired cave boy game.
Yes, that one's not on there as well. But Medieval is coming as a true remaster. That's probably going to be the next thing that comes out after Spyro does. It is only the first game, which I'm disappointed with, because there was a sequel,
Medieval 2,
which effectively was Night at the Museum.
Huh.
And had Dan Fortescue, after returning to his grave, being found by British archaeologists, being put into the British Royal Museum, and he has shenanigans in there. And there's also a side plot where he falls in love with an Egyptian princess, who is a mummy.
Okay, that's cute.
That is.
Yes.
That's kind of cute.
So
maybe they're doing this as a proof of concept, and maybe they'll do the second one. Although
I think that's stupid. I think they should have packaged them both. I can understand why not, because 2 did not do as well as 1.
Fair enough.
But I think that they should have just remastered the series. That's just my opinion. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same thing about our next story.
Why does this still exist?
Because people did not learn their lesson the last time we had this.
Bubsy is a cockroach.
Bubsy Paws on Fire is the next game in the Bubsy franchise.
The fact that it is still a franchise is either something to be commended or panned.
It is something to be feared.
It's something it's something to be murdered, burned, and then purify the ground with salt.
I think this is proof that people who go ahead and troll on the internet have no idea what they are unleashing.
It's like giving a dumbass the Ark of the Covenant from Indiana Jones.
and then they decide to go ahead and bring back Hitler for a laugh.
Ugh. Yeah, you gotta
Bubsy
laugh.
is not Hitler.
No, that's true. That is a bit too extreme. But
Stalin.
I was going to say it's like bringing back a bad comedian.
Yeah, that's basically it. Bring back a bad chameleon.
Or one no comedian. It's like
chameleon. Oh my god!
it's like bringing back Carlos Mencia as a comedian, from a comedic standpoint.
Ugh, get laugh.
Or Dane Cook. Dane Cook's comedy career was kind of one note too.
Yeah, how are any of them still alive and running? I know they're alive, but I mean, are they still running?
I know Dane Cook has some sort of deal with the UFC, which is I think he's like a color commentator or something. But I don't remember what Mencia is doing.
Ugh,
Anyway,
fucking insult.
we have some Resident Evil announcements. Resident Evil 4, RE Remake, and Resident Evil 0 are coming to the Switch in 2019.
Well, that's one more Resi 4 game that Akari will be picking up, because if I know right, he has every Resi 4 game on every fucking console.
To be fair, that's like saying that that if they came out with another Shovel Knight edition, you would buy Shovel Knight.
I have it on the 3DS, I have it on the Wii U, I have it on the Switch,
All you're missing is the PC release.
and the PS4.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'll say this for Shovel Knight. It is still one of my all-time favorite games to bring up whenever there are kids nearby.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if...
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
you
I've mentioned this
have
before.
mentioned this in, I think in the Legend Hunters podcast, back when we were that.
But yeah, if I ever wanted someone to have, their first real experience of video games and I didn't have the Mario NES on me, that would be the one that I'd pick.
Alright.
And it is the one I picked. Anywho.
Alright, so moving on. Layers of Fear 2 has been revealed to come out.
Yes.
Ooh.
Layers of Fear was an indie horror game about art, right?
Yes, it was an artsy horror game that is getting a new sequel to it.
Weird,
and
because
continues to exist.
the first one I thought was pretty pretentious and kind of
Well, everyone goes through the phase where they think they're everything, and sometimes they need to go ahead and they need to get that out of their system before they start getting to the realness.
Yeah.
I mean, Amnesia Dark Descent was that, and then Machine for Pigs came out, and that one was seen as the superior one.
Really? I always thought Machine for Pigs was crap.
No, I mean, well, it depends on who you talk to.
Fair enough.
I've heard different things about it, but effectively, it's another horror game that is from the indie scene that is coming back, and hopefully should be making more impact than not.
I saw an old indie horror game get remade recently that I saw a Let's Player I watched do. Have you ever heard of The Witch's House?
Yes.
No, I have not.
Okay, it's a RPG horror game where you go through this house, a witch's house, as a little girl.
Don't give away the ending.
I'm not going to, but you go through it and you're solving puzzles, and there are jump scares and a lot of deaths.
Absolutely.
I'm reminded of Faith now.
Okay, because, here's the thing. You solve a puzzle. It involves cutting off a bear's arms and legs.
Oh, okay, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
That moment is honestly one of my favorites, and I don't want to spoil the jump scare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it, I spoiled there's a jump scare. Fuck!
As I was saying, it got remade. It's now got a hard mode now.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, I remember because I was watching, I think it was Indie Mouse play it.
Yeah. I think it was Markiplier that I initially saw do it. Either that or Manly Badass Hero. Definitely Manly Badass Hero is a great Let's Player for horror games.
I actually saw it from Markiplier, and the funniest thing, this is the best thing about that playthrough. While the very first episode, Mark was talking about the fact that he didn't think RPG horror games could be scary.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Within seconds of
He
it,
was
he's
proven
screaming.
Yeah, because if I recall right, it's the fucking teddy bear pops out and smashes him.
No, it wasn't the teddy bear that got him. It was
Anyway.
the first fucking thing.
Anyway,
Before then,
Okay.
it was great.
we also have a character reveal for Soul Calibur 6 because this character is being made ad infinitum to the character creator.
They decided to add her for real, and she brings with her
Her
the
glorious booty.
She brings with her a question.
Tits versus ass.
Yes. This debate has gone on for centuries. Wars have been waged in its name.
Since the 15th century.
Hey, way before then.
I'm just thinking about that old El Paso girl. ¿Por qué no nos dos?
That's what I said!
I know we have that idea now, but I'm serious. This has literally been happening since the dawn of time.
So yes, 2B is going to be has been revealed and is going to join the Soul Calibur 6 guest cast.
And I love that they actually pitted her against Ivy.
Well,
The embodiment of tits
Well-
versus the embodiment of ass.
okay, I should clarify this to you non-fans because there's a specific reason why Ivy was chosen and it's not that.
Yeah?
Though it is a good joke.
Ivy in canon is an alchemist, and she bound her soul to Soul Edge, meaning for all intents and purposes, she is immortal.
Okay.
She is not invulnerable to death. She can be killed, but for all intents and purposes, she will not age and she will not die.
All right.
Meaning that she is the only character, maybe aside from Zasalamel, but we don't talk about him, who could possibly live long enough to encounter 2B, which is the point of that trailer.
Ah.
Which is awesome in its own way.
Yeah,
Now-
because if I recall right, 2B lives in 11,000.
80, yes.
Yeah.
Now, this also means that 2B's fighting style will be available for character creator because that's what they do. If you are in, you will be, because you can do custom characters for Tira, and you can do them for Geralt. So you will also be able to do them for 2B.
I'm seeing some amazing character creations.
Oh yeah, they have.
It is fucking nuts.
I just wish that they had fixed their search system so you could actually search for characters.
Ah.
Because you cannot search for them. You can only scroll down from whatever the latest shit is. Meaning if someone made a really good Lady Maria character and that was made a week ago, you're going to have to go through a week's worth of material to try and find her.
What's that one girl that uses like the hoop weapon?
Tira.
Tira? Okay, I was thinking like using her fighting style to make like a Primrose character.
Mm-hmm.
Like
People
from
have
Octopath.
People have made everyone from Red Ranger Zeo Fighter, a Magikarp. They have made.
What?
I've seen Oscar and Solaire duke it out against each other.
They've made
Okay.
Sans, Papyrus, Undine.
Yeah, they've done the whole Undertale cast.
But before this, they did loads of. There was a Tanya the Evil one, which Maximilian passed through and did not know where that character was from. For the record, it's a survival horror isekai.
Yes, this is a thing.
Oh yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. The crazy blonde chick with the evil smile.
Yes.
Yeah, I never saw that.
I believe the adjectives used to describe that character were evil, psycho, Nazi, loli.
And never would I imagine that combination of words ever be used together.
That just sent a shiver down my spine.
Why do you think I'm laughing?
Mainly because that's going to attract the worst kind of people that look to like him.
Oh yeah.
With the attitude of a drill sergeant.
Like I said, the worst kind.
Moving
Moving on.
Let's get to something more PG. Let's talk about Pokemon. The most innocent of topics.
Innocent. In big, bold quotation marks.
The entire Gardevoir tab begs to differ.
The entire Zeroria tab begs to differ.
Let's see. Gardevoir, Lucario, Zoroark, Zeraora. Furry bait, anybody?
Marshadow.
That too.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. We have confirmed that Meltan evolves.
The first mythical Pokemon to evolve. Because I
It evolves from Meltan into Melmetal.
Which looks like a fucking Reggie Steele knockoff.
I just have to point out that, well, the way the trailer portrayed it, there were any number of emotional ties you could put to the face that Willow made when he saw that thing evolving in front of him.
Oh my god!
That was one of them, I swear.
And then there was Popo coming down from his high.
Oh my god, I'm coming down!
And then, of course, that old anime favorite, how lewd. Like, what the hell am I looking at?
Yeah.
So that is going to evolve and be a thing in the Let's Go Pokemon series.
Yeah, like, what happens is you get a box when you transfer Pokemon from your app game.
Okay.
It goes to the app, you activate it, and it attracts Melmetal to you. So you catch a whole bunch of Melmetal, which, if I recall right, requires the same amount to evolve as a Gyarados. 400. So you need 400 candies to evolve the fucking thing, and then you can send Melmetal and Meltan back to the game and use them there.
Okay.
Although
That's actually kind of cool.
it's a way to tie it in. I wonder if you can actually evolve Meltan in the game itself?
I mean, there might be a secret that lets you do that.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, it is one of the things I do appreciate Game Freak for doing is that for their event Pokemon / Legendaries, they always do something special for it. Whether it's Regigigas unlocking the 3 Regis in Platinum, whether it's the secret off pass for Cresselia, Darkrai, and Shaman.
Yeah. That whole Platinum era had a lot of interesting things attached to it.
Yeah, but it was also pretty experimental too, and I would say that if we decide to do a Pokemon cast, we could talk all about that.
Yeah.
I do disagree with, like, they always do something cool for the legendaries. There was one that I did feel got thoroughly gypped.
Arceus? Oh yeah, the Azure Flute, which you had to hack in order to get him.
Well,
That was supposed to be.
Only in Diamond, Platinum, and Pearl.
Yeah.
In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, though.
Oh yeah, they decided to give you the whole acid trip that came with making. I am going to create a legendary for you at level 1! Which is cool.
We just watched the Pokemon get born, guys.
We just watched a Pokemon get born.
And we witnessed something. We looked through the monolith.
Oh
yeah, we looked through the
we went
1x3x9.
We went to the Sunken Kingdom. Yeah.
Rayleigh was sitting. That's the name of the kingdom. What am I talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about the...
Well, Lovecraft didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah,
he doesn't know what non-Euclidean is.
He was kind of a hack.
He was absolutely a hack.
Like,
I mean, excellent imagination, but dude, no one is too rich for math.
No one is too rich for math, and oh my god, the way he described people.
Watch OSP's review on Lovecraft if you want to know what we're talking
That's
about.
overly sarcastic production if you don't know what that is.
All right.
And if
excellent.
you don't, watch them. Red and Blue are fucking hilarious.
Yes.
All right. They are different Red and Blue. They're not related to Pokemon.
Yeah, or Red versus Blue. That's
Right.
not the thing either.
We have some movie news here. We got some movie and TV news before we go into the big thing. Captain Jack is bowing out of the Pirates of the Caribbean series.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. It sucks.
So Johnny Depp has basically said, you know what? I've had enough. I am not going to be a part of the series anymore. Take care. So long. See you later.
Not to mention there's also been a lot of flack around him anyway with the whole, like, if I recall right, sexual assault shit.
I mean, drama is always going to be around in Hollywood. That's part of the game. But I think this is just him retiring the Captain Jack character.
Mainly because I can't see him as anything but the Captain Jack character in any other movie he's in.
Exactly. I think he wants to get away from that.
Well, he's going to be Grindelwald now in the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Wait. Was he Grindelwald in the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I could not tell that was Jack. I could not tell that was Johnny Depp.
I know, right? It's amazing.
I mean, Johnny Depp doesn't even look like Johnny Depp in the Willy Wonka remake, but that is another story entirely.
Oh god, that movie. Why does my aunt like it?
Why does your aunt like it? That is... Wait. Does she like it more than the Jean
Yes.
She is a heretic. Blasphemy!
Well, I questioned
Thank
her, and I also questioned my uncle for other things, but regardless.
But that's another story. But yeah, so Johnny Depp is bowing out. The next Pirates of the Caribbean movie will have to do without him.
Because I believe they're going to be using Will Turner's son as the main character.
I can see so many problems here. I can't list them all. I really can't. I shouldn't. It would take too long.
Then let's move on.
Yeah, it just ended up being three angry nerds yelling about a movie.
Isn't that what
and
we
that's-
already are?
Well, let's try to not perpetuate that.
I would love to make a little mini-series called Just Three Angry Nerds on a Sofa.
Isn't that our podcast?
Yes.
We should have just called it that.
Yeah, we should have, but oh well. LeBron James wants to give Friday the 13th a reboot series.
Okay.
Why?
Why not?
Okay, so actually, this is interesting because LeBron is actually says he's a huge fan of not just Friday the 13th, but in horror, but he's a fan of horror movies in general. And he's actually gone on the record for saying that he has an admiration of it, and this is probably just another expansion into wanting to get more into Hollywood.
Which is
God,
fine.
is this going to be like Rob Zombie's Halloween, I wonder?
I don't think so. I think that Rob Zombie and LeBron James have very two different ideas. I'm hoping it's more of a David it's more like a Peel style Get Out horror than it is a Rob Zombie Halloween horror.
Okay.
If it's like Get Out, then it has my attention. However, and I'm still latching onto that idea, just because you're a fan of something doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best person for the job of making or recreating it.
Fans are the worst types of people to have.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Death Note.
What does Death Note have to do with this?
The
Netflix Death Note.
Oh, the Netflix Death Note. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could go back and forth, but I honestly want to...
Scott Pilgrim.
Okay, come on.
That's the epitome of made by fans for fans and sucking.
Also,
The licensee deal didn't help either.
what was the name of that one Batman cartoon? The one with the camera.
The Batman?
No.
Brave
What?
Brave and the Bold?
The Killing Joke. There we go.
Oh,
the Killing Joke one.
well, Killing Joke was never going to have a good adaptation.
It never was. No.
No, it never was.
But it
Because if I
was-
recall right, because I believe in the adaptation, like they made it so it was like Batman and Barbara Gordon were like dating.
No, they were forcefully doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The problem I
that's
feel
wrong.
was the biggest problem with the whole thing was that they didn't animate it. I mean, they made it move, but they didn't make it animated, which they actually ironically did better in the comic. I could go on another whole 3-hour rant about this. Skipping along.
Lastly, we are in the last movie related one. Legendary Studios wants to expand from Detective Pikachu to a live action My Hero Academia.
You have so many red flags here that you could freaking line the entire ring of NASCAR.
For one, there's no way possible for them to do the whole shtick with All Might of him going from giant buff manly dude to scrawny little skeleton who looks like he's Sans' third cousin twice removed.
Well, they were able to do it well enough in Captain America, but that was with the AAA budget.
That was a one-time transformation that they never had to do again and has not done repeatedly.
Yeah.
This is going to be
They only had to do it once for that one thing so they could focus all their energy on making it look believable.
Also, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Ugh.
We don't talk about that movie. We do not talk about that movie.
We do talk about that movie,
I
but we do so in the same way we talk about the tragedies of history.
The Netflix Death Note.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but that's my take on it. It's going to be hot garbage.
Yeah. What won't be hot garbage is the next idea that's brought to us.
Arguable, but hopeful.
Castlevania producer of the next Netflix Castlevania producers want to branch out with Legend of Zelda series.
All right, so
we're already getting a Mario movie.
So, okay, so what would you rather see first? Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, or Twilight Princess?
None of the above. I want to see them tackle Zelda 1 on the NES and see if they can do anything with that.
To be fair, I think this is basically a mixture of Symphony of the Night and is it Simon's Quest?
Symphony of the Night and 3.
Symphony of the Night 3. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because Simon's Quest is Simon's Quest. He's not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and 3 had the lady, the
Sifa and...
But he's not there. He's not there. We do not have Grant the Nasty.
No.
Anyway, let's see.
So, I do want to say something for the record regarding the Castlevania producers.
Okay.
And that was that no one thought that they could pull off Castlevania.
But they did.
They did, but consider that their prior work was basically kiddie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like soft marshmallowy goodness type kiddie stuff.
Like
then they did Castlevania. Episode 1, we have the dismantling of children and viscera spread out across the ground.
Raining blood.
Raining bloody fetuses from the sky. We're going backwards from here now.
Yeah, we're going to somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm. If they tried to pull The Legend of Zelda, 1, they already have my vote of confidence that they can adapt to the video game at its core. However, because they're coming out of Castlevania, I'm worried about what baggage they're dragging with them.
Yeah.
So, are we going to see an Octorok literally split down the middle with like guts hanging in between like a bridge?
Hey.
That's the idea that I have in my head when I hear this. So on the one hand, I'm optimistic about it. Like, if they pay attention to the soul of the game,
They could actually make Ganon an actual compelling villain.
Ganon's always been well, not always.
No.
Ganon is not a compelling villain. Ganondorf is.
Yeah.
The man behind the monster is the cool part.
The guy in Ocarina of Time, the guy in Twilight Princess, kinda. Although Zant was more interesting, to be honest.
Zant
At least
was,
until he was shown to be a complete ignorant fop.
Yes, but I have to say that the Ganondorf of the Twilight Princess definitely had the most gravitas. You look at that guy and you go,
You don't
oh, fuck.
like you don't fuck with me.
I have been fucked with, and the people who fucked with me are dead.
Skyward Sword's Legend of Zelda.
Skyward Sword Legend of Zelda.
Means
Demise.
we get Groose.
Yes!
I think
We get Groose, and we also get Girahim.
Fine. We can have a Girahim. We can have the kiss tongue of doom. We can have the uncomfortable moments. We can have all of that.
That'll actually work well with that.
And do you know what will be thrown out? The entire game!
Yeah,
This could be an amazing adaptation.
it could be.
Go with the fucking origin story and make it good.
Oh, it was good.
Alright.
It's just that the gameplay often ended up hampering the progress.
All right. Now we get to the big thing. We get to what everyone was hammering for, because at the same time we were getting the news about Deltarune, we also got an announcement for Smash.
Yep.
So we're going to go through this with the, going over the highlights. That's mostly going over characters and modes.
Yeah.
So the first thing we have on here is the debut of Ken, Ryu's Echo Fighter.
Yeah, which technically he focuses more on kicks and is slightly faster than Ryu.
He is the fox to Ryu. He is the fox to Ryu's fox, or he is the wolf to Ryu. No, he is the fox to Ryu's wolf.
Yeah.
I want to give a little shout out to Little Mac. He had to take the beating in that little debut, and I am not entirely okay with that. But at the same time, I have to respect him. Respect both fighters for putting up a grand old duke out.
Although, I can now see why people like wrestling, given the way that Incineroar took the stage after that.
Oh
Yes.
God, Incineroar.
Okay, so Incineroar,
I can appreciate wrestling a little bit after seeing that.
I have some things to show you that are very much better than what Incineroar has to offer, but I think they will make more sense now.
Yeah.
But Incineroar, so since Incineroar is a brand new character, we have to break down his moveset. Incineroar's basic special is Darkest Lariat, which is basically just the spinning double lariat that Zangief does at an angle.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly where the move came from. So
Whether it can deflect projectiles or not, we have not yet confirmed.
No, but it does have a small vacuum effect, so it does bring enemies close.
That is cool.
Or it should, assuming that it works similarly to
He
move.
basically spins like the Tasmanian devil.
His
On fire.
upbeat is cross chop, which is a diagonal released ether. You go up into the air and you go down to the earth at a 45-degree angle.
Which sounds cool, and it could actually be a very interesting aerial spacing type.
A slightly better recovery than raw ether, but it still has the same problem of being baited out.
Yeah, and it can also have the same issues like with Little Mac's move that can get him sent flying off the side of the screen.
I hope Little Mac has not been skipping leg day, because for the love of God, man, get good at flying, damn it!
He's a human. He can only levitate so much.
His side B's is running the ropes, which he grabs the opponent, tosses them into a pair of ring posts and ropes that spontaneously arise from the earth, and he sets them up for an attack.
Yeah,
which requires timing.
Yeah, if he times it late, the enemy gets sent over him.
No. If it's late, if it's you're right. If it's late, he does a back body drop.
Yeah.
If it's early, he fails.
Right.
And if he times it properly, he does a full body lariat.
Yeah, it's a full body lariat, or practically a clothesline.
Which actually makes it pretty open.
Clothesline involves you running towards the person. Lariat is when they come towards you. That's the distinction. He has for some of his throws. His side throw is a giant swing. His up throw is I want to say it's a backbreaker, and I forgot what his down throw is. But he has various wrestling moves.
One of those throws is absolutely a full-on German suplex, though.
Yeah, that's the
down B is a perfectly bridged German suplex,
and it's glorious.
I
will be doing that.
Which are all featured as supposed to be stronger than normal fighters' throws.
Ooh.
His deal is grappling.
He also has a taunt animation after any of his B specials, but they can be canceled out, presumably for balance.
Yeah. So the second you activate something else, he immediately goes out of that animation.
You need to cancel it.
But that could be problematic, but at the same time, it could also be just like one of those little flavor things that just makes the character.
Exactly. That's what it is.
By the way, I am loving the fact that Nintendo's bringing in a whole lot of heavy characters recently.
Yeah. Yes.
K.K. Rool made things very interesting right from the get-go.
Oh, and his down B is Revenge, which lets him he takes damage from a move, and then enters a powered up state, which enhances any of his throws or his other B skills.
Which could be really, really interesting.
But to quote Yuma from Arc V, you still take the damage.
Yes.
Which is the problem.
It's a risk versus reward situation.
Yes.
Not to mention, it puts though at the same time, it allows you to do kind of a little bit of a mind game there too. You instantly get powered up. What is your opponent going to do when they see you?
They have to either respond right away or they back off.
Yeah.
And if they respond right away, you can possibly pull them into a grapple if they're a close range fighter.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's the question. So there's the mind game for that. His smash move is Max Malicious Moonsault, his Z move.
Which is even more powerful than his Z move, because it's Max Malicious Moonsault.
Correct. Because of Smash.
Although, can you even call that a moonsault, what he's doing?
Yeah, no, that's kind of the stupid thing. He's not even... In the original game, he's not doing a moonsault because that's a backwards dive. He's doing a front-facing dive, and that's a different move entirely. And here... He's not even doing a moon dive. He's basically doing a falling headbutt, but is doing it in such a way that he would take all the damage on his neck and spine, which is the worst way to take that move. But now I'm just talking wrestling physics in a fighting game.
So fuck it.
Yeah.
There is one thing that I absolutely adored about Incineroar, and that was the end. He's like, yeah, I got this. Then he looks over his shoulder, sees the entire line of fighters ready to duke it out with him. He's like, Oh, come on!
Did you literally see how Villager was like?
He's getting ready, like shadow boxing there. Like I could do this.
That was the most adorable and evil thing I ever saw.
I should note in the Alola Pokedex, it notes that Incineroar is in fact playing a role.
Yes,
because he is a pro wrestler. And therefore, he's not genuinely evil. He's just playing it for the fans.
He's playing it for the fans, and he's doing it for the kids.
I mean, there's a reason he's called the heal Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta love this guy.
I think this is
he's a good heel. He's not a Randy Orton type heel.
I don't know Randy Orton, so
We will have stories about that later. But anyway,
we
have Spirits mode,
which is taking the place of trophies, kinda.
So, if you remember Smash Run or Smash Tour, where you would get stickers to boost stats on your characters, this basically replaces that. But instead of it being no-nonsense items that you could never see, it's actual stickers of characters.
Yeah,
okay.
Which could possibly also have lore written about them as well.
So, not only do you collect these trophies, but they actually do something for characters. They give you buffs, they let you start off with an item, enhance moves, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. And that's just for like that mode exclusively.
And it works in a pseudo RPG sense because you can train them up on the side, fuse them to make new spirits, send them off on a quest to get more items to buy more spirits.
Mm-hmm. You have like so many things to do with it. It's actually kind of insane.
And they even use the spirit mode to put new characters into the game. For example, you have a Gutsman spirit, where it's a Mega Man fight, but Mega Man is giant and only uses throws. A la Gutsman in the original Mega Man game.
That's
You
fun.
have an Owain spirit mode, where you fight Crom, and Crom is constantly taunting and has a killer edge as a weapon. Down, Sword Hat!
Yeah.
So they're paying attention to who they're actually bringing in.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, and so everyone is going to be references to characters and series and doing it within the limited characters that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Which not only tests your knowledge about these characters, but also makes you inquisitive as to why the fuck is he just constantly taunting me?
Yeah, and it could be other things. For example, Hal is a Dr. Mario clone, but he is guarded by Metal Gear, aka a metal Hal, a metal Rob that is constantly guarding him.
Yeah, and like I saw one for like Rob Emmerich for Metal Gear Solid.
No, that's the one I just said.
Oh yeah, it's a Dr. Mario.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
You said something completely different.
No, I didn't.
So basically, this entire thing is versus cosplay mode.
This is our way of letting you have something, even if we couldn't actually implement it.
Right.
I can just imagine Gerard having a field day with this, and at the same time going,
When will it end? When will it end?
Why do you do this to me, Sakurai? The fans won't let me off the hook.
We have, that is the end. Also, I should note that of the original new characters, Incineroar is number 69.
Hell yeah.
So
I've been enjoying the fan art.
So with 74 total characters, 69 separate, different characters, we now come to of course, the Smash Season Pass.
Which, keep in mind, they have not developed any new characters yet. They wanted to get everyone done now, and then they're going to start working on DLC characters later on.
Yeah, so it's good. Every character is going to be a character stage and assorted music for said stage.
And that'll be for $5.
For $5 or no, $6.
Yeah,
$5.99,
$5.99.
$6. Or you can get all 5 of them with the season pass for 20% discount.
Which is $25.
$25 as opposed to $30.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the math comes out to for that, with one exception.
If you buy the game before January,
you get Piranha Plant.
This is hilarious.
I was expecting a what the fuck character, and I
I
was not disappointed. You meant to write little feats.
So I am severely disappointed in Piranha Plant, not because of the fact that he replaces the Grinch,
no,
but because of the fact that this is what we're getting. the character literally no one asked for.
Well, hey, it was the only way to get Petey Piranha into the game.
Literally no one asked for this. Sakurai must have had a urology visit in the past couple of days because he's taking the piss.
I honestly feel like this character...
This is Sakurai's troll for all of the leaks, I'm betting.
For all the leaks and for all the Waluigi fans,
This is his fuck you.
Oh, so you want to go ahead and have all of my shit leaking through your pipelines? Well, here's something you can stick up your pipeline, piranha plants.
So, the thing that hurts me more about this is who we could, or more of who we did not get. No Isaac, no Shadow, no Springman or Ribbon Girl.
And no Gino.
No, well, Gino's costume already, so we know that he's not coming. Ever.
Yeah.
Also means that we will have to wait for any of the 5 Smash Season Pass shots for something like Banjo-Kazooie. For something like... I'm even running out of ideas right now just because either they are not going to come in or it's not happening.
Well, here's the thing. We've already been blessed with so many fucking characters that we weren't even expecting. This game has given us more than we were ever planning or hoping for.
And only 10 out of those characters are ever going to actually be used.
Regardless. Well, actually, given the mode that they added where you can actually power up or power down certain characters that your friends use.
You can handicap yourself.
You could handicap yourself. You could still have fun. But in the competitive circuit...
I'm doing that whenever you use fucking Robin. Just to spite you.
I will.
If you play your game out of spite, you're not playing a game right.
So I can actually play the game and not lose all the time.
As far as the character roster goes,
You've been blessed.
It doesn't count. Incineroar is nice. I could have done without Ken. I could have done without Petey Piranha Plant. It doesn't count for me.
Really?
Yeah.
74 characters doesn't matter to you.
Well, the prior ones do. I'm just saying that this Nintendo Direct, by character releases, is underwhelming.
Well, didn't Sakurai actually mention in a tweet recently to keep your expectations low for this one?
I don't remember.
But yeah, I believe Sakurai said something like, keep your expectations low. This is just literally all the rest that we could show you before the game comes out. So I wasn't even having my expectations super high.
Well, the hype is always going to be high, especially when it gets closer to release.
The problem, also, I'm going to say, leaks have been making the upcoming Smash game intolerable. Like, people posting all those false leaks and everything makes it intolerable because people get so fucking hyped up to the point that when they do not get what they want, they are foaming at the mouth, bitching at Sakurai for not giving them what they want, and harassing him.
Legend? You had a response?
I was just going to segue into the next thing. Speaking of hype...
We're not there yet, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I have no expectations and I don't pay attention to the rumors, so to me it doesn't matter.
Like, I didn't even know what this Grinch rumor even was.
Yeah, it was a stupid no-name rumor, but that was the joke.
I know.
Yeah, so,
but people were taking it seriously.
I think people
were people taking it seriously,
they were doing it to troll.
Regardless.
No, they're not taking it to troll. They were trolled and are the biggest suckers for it.
Oh, I have bridges to sell them then.
Regardless.
It ended on a high note because of what they revealed at the end.
There is an adventure mode.
And holy fuck the cutscene for it.
First off, if you have not watched this cutscene,
go watch it.
Do it now. Do it now, for the love of God.
Pause the podcast, watch it. It's only like 3 minutes long, and then come back. One. All right, you watched it? Good.
Lifelight is a wonderful song.
It's there.
And is the reason why Sakurai had to remix the theme.
Yeah.
Because we now have lyrics.
Yes.
Well, we always had lyrics, but now they're in English.
What?
You remember Brawl?
No.
I
Oh, that's a cappella. That doesn't count.
It is not. It is absolutely a fully lyric song in
That-
Latin.
That's like saying everything that Smooth McGroove does is with lyrics.
You have no idea what you're talking about, dude.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Regardless,
I'm being facetious. You're
I
probably
know.
right. I never owned a Wii.
moving on.
This cutscene dropped so many jaws, just for its sheer spectacle.
Like, literally, you see all the characters looking out to
On-
a giant, glowing, angelic orb, which I swear is Master Core's true form.
That was the last thing that I saw. The first thing I saw was the army of Master Hands, like slowly, menacingly creeping along the horizon, like it's an alien invasion.
Yeah, and then Marth says we'll each need to take about 10 of them, which means that there's over 740 of them.
That's a low estimate.
I know, and immediately after that I saw like a comic, like at Marth saying that, and right next to him was Isabel holding like the party popper, and it just went like, boop. And she just like the biggest puppy dog face, and
It's Isabel. She has a perpetual puppy dog face.
I know, but like
It is her face.
but the perpetual, it's like a sad puppy dog face, but it's like, I just wanted to be with the mayor. I didn't sign up for this.
She wasn't signed up. She didn't sign up. She was drafted.
And then
By the fans.
And then Snake hiding in his box.
That was the best part. Like, you are not getting away from this. I'm surprised it didn't get you sooner.
By the way, Snake hiding in his box as all this shit is happening around him is the biggest fucking mood of the year. It's just like 2018, the mood.
You're right. You're absolutely right on that.
I just thought it was the funniest thing. Like, he actually did hold off the assault for a little bit, but then the like laser of light was like, "Oh, right, that's a thing. Come here, you."
Yeah,
And like Snake's expectations of trying to get away with it, like, haha, they didn't get me now.
like, oh shit! Ah! And then, of course, I like the fact that when Palutena got blasted, Pit and Dark Pit lost their ability to fly.
At the same time, that was an amazing little detail. I loved it.
And I like the fact that when Captain Falcon tried to get into his ride, he just immediately got, fuck you.
Light knows who to go for first. They need to keep him from being an S-tier character again.
Except Kirby.
No, we have one designated survivor, Kirby.
Sakurai's baby.
Well, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. The pure boy must live.
Yes, and he will save the realm. Hell, Dedede was the one who did all the saving in Subspace Emissary.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually kind of wondering, is Spirits Mode and World of Light like the same thing?
No.
No?
Sakurai has confirmed they are two separate things.
Okay then.
So
now I'm really interested.
Exactly.
There's something I can actually fucking do in this in this Smash Bros.
Correct.
game.
Yes.
Because I did play Brawl a little bit. I did play
Smash 4.
Yeah, like I did. No, like I'm saying, I did play through Subspace Emissary and Brawl. I never got through it, but I played through it, and honestly, it's not as good as people kept praising it for.
I mean, we can argue that back and forth all day.
Yeah, but like the reason why I never touched Smash 4 to like practice even was because there was no reason to. Like the most even the practice, I was like, okay, practice for like 5 minutes, I'm bored. And like I didn't even have like anyone to play online with for the most part.
Well, half the time you're at the long end of the yard, like where the Wi-Fi areas don't reach.
Right, that's
What
one
the
problem.
hell am I talking about?
Yeah, I would be at my mom's house in the boonies where the internet doesn't work, or I'd be here and I'd have other games to play. And with this, I can take it on the go. I can play it on the go and play through the adventure mode. I can practice with the characters a bit more. I can actually get good.
That's one thing Subspace Emissary did. It's a good thing. And that is, it gave you a reason to practice with all the characters.
Yeah, but you know I would just spam Pit all the goddamn time with that fucking spinning move.
Isn't it nice he has a remix and now he's not doing that all the time?
Yeah, and now
Thank God.
I use Lucina to spam you guys.
Alright.
Or Corin.
All right,
Why are my mains always like Fire Emblem characters?
because they're easy.
And they do good damage.
Okay, so like my mains were like Lucina or Marth, Corrin, and sometimes Bowser. I was fairly decent at.
Well, because suicide diving is the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
It is. Ganon Side used to be my all-time favorite thing to do to people with Brawl.
I never did actually learn how to use Wolf, but I kind of want to use him now because that outfit.
Of course.
That outfit. Hubba hubba.
What's coming up on the channel?
Sorry, I kind of broke legend there. Okay, coming.
Breaking Legend. You'll need to hit a lot harder than that.
Ugh,
What was that low tech?
All right.
We have more Dark Souls and more Kingdom Hearts coming up.
Yeah, we got more Dark Souls. Kingdom Hearts is still coming up every Friday for the Rift session. We already have the next Rift session for 358 over 2 days done. I just need to crop it and edit it.
You mean 352 over sea salt ice cream?
Oh, God.
Yeah, full
That
ice.
was visceral. Holy crap. Jesus. Excuse
You're
me.
gonna have to take an antacid after that one.
Oh, yeah.
Too much salt in your diet?
Just a word of warning to the fans who made it this far. We have no sympathy for this game. I had no sympathy for this game. No one had sympathy for this game.
Legend was getting salty. Leo was disinterested by the end.
Yeah.
I think I was the only one who was actually trying to do something like.
Well, at least with the last one, there was jokes I could make. Every time there was a scene, sea salt ice cream on a rooftop.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
It's on the cover of the game. You've seen it all. That's all this game has to offer.
Yeah.
Well, the movie has some.
Well, thankfully, we'll be starting Kingdom Hearts 2 soon.
Mm-hmm.
So expect that once I finish uploading 358 days.
Alright.
By then, we'll have had a backlog for that series. And Dark Souls should be mostly done by then? Maybe?
Hopefully.
At least for the backlog, at
Hopefully.
least.
We'll see how things go. This has been Leo Force.
This has been Reido.
And this has been Legend.
Signing out, guys, and we'll see you in the next podcast and in any future Let's Plays. Later!
Ciao.